Hey guys, Stephen Cox here, and today we're going to be going over how to play a bass line to a Motown classic drum groove. So if you like videos like these, please hit subscribe, consider becoming a patron for the printable sheet music and the backing track. And also, I want to give a shout out to my buddy Jordan. This is his drum loop that I'm using. So he has a package of drum loops that he is selling called Hella Drumz, Helladrumz, and I'm going to link that below if you guys want to make your own loops out of his drumming. That's not a paid sponsorship. I just really like the product and wanted to throw him a shout out. Alright, so let's jump into it. So the first thing we want to do is we want to start with the drum groove and figure out what the bass drum is doing. So there's two main parts of any drum beat. There's a bass sound and a snare sound. You can also have cymbals and all sorts of other things, but the heart of the groove is in the bass drum and the snare drum. So the bass drum is going to have more of a boom sound, and the snare drum is going to have more of a pop sound. So you're listening for a very low frequency boom kind of thing, and that's what we're going to be lining up with. So let's listen to the groove and hear where the bass drum is hitting. Okay, so we've got the idea of where it's hitting. Now what we want to do is figure out what key we're in, and in this case I went ahead and did a ukulele track in the key of C. So we're going to take a C note and we're just going to play that rhythm with the note C. So first we need to know what that rhythm is, because now that we can hear it, it's just good to be able to count it as well. So one thing that we notice about this beat is the pops are on every downbeat. So like if we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, we have that pop sound, that snare drum sound, pop, 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 all the way through that. And the first one of those pops has a bass drum with it, boom. So it's kind of like a combination of a pop with a boom underneath it. So therefore we know we have a bass drum on beat 1, and then later on we have something in between those downbeats. So the way I hear it is pop, 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 boom, pop, boom, pop, 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 boom, pop, boom. But the first pop has a boom with it. I just can't say those two at the same time. So the bass drum is going pop, 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 boom, pop, 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 boom, pop, boom. And so if we're counting those pops as 1, 2, 3, 4, we've got a bass drum hit on beat 1, and then a bass drum hit in between beats 3 and beats 4, and after beat 4. Right now, they're really right in the middle of those hits, so we know we're dealing with eighth notes. So the way we would count this is 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and where the ands that I'm counting are where the bass drum hits. So we could count the whole entire measure as 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and, but there aren't any other notes in between the downbeats. So it's going to be like 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. So pop, 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 boom, pop, boom. But now we got to take out the pops. So our bass drum is going to be, we've got 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. So now that we know our rhythm, we can just add a C note to all of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. So just like that. So let's play that together. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. And so that's basically what I did the first couple times around the groove. So from there we've got the rhythm. So now we need to figure out how to make this line a little bit more interesting, because right now we're just playing root notes. Well, if we think back to country lines and anything else, we can always add a fifth in there, but we have multiple notes. So what I'm thinking is both of the notes that are on the upbeats, that are on the ands, we'll replace those with the fifth of the chord that we're on. And we're playing a C chord. So we've got our C note, which is 3rd fret on the A string. And then we're going to play the fifth of the chord, which is a 5th fret on the D string. And just for the sake of it, that's a G note. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the root note first on beat 1. then I'm going to play that next note, that G note, on the and after beat 3 and the and after beat 4. So that'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. So that's what I did the second times around. So let's play that one together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, so we've got the idea there. Once again, that's a little bit better. It's starting to sound musical. We could use that as a bass line, and it would have a little bit more interest to it than just staying on the root note. But it still doesn't really sound like a Motown feel, and we were trying to get this to sound like a Motown feel since it's a Motown groove. Well, the next step is we know that there are some really common notes in Motown grooves, and that's the 6th of the chord and the 5th of the chord. Right? So how do we find those notes? Well, here that would be of the C major scale. It would be the 5th note of the C major scale and the 6th note of the C major scale. So if we were playing up the C major scale, we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So the 5th note was G. C, D, E, F, G, and the 6th note was A. C, D, E, F, G, A. Now these notes sound fine, G and A, but I'm going to take them both down the octave so we have bass notes, really low notes. So our G is going to be the 3rd fret on the E string, and our A is going to be the 5th fret on the E string. What I did here was I just played the root, then the 6th and the 5th. So let me show you what I mean. The root on beat 1, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. So does that make sense? We've got a C note, 3rd fret on the A string on the downbeat, beat 1. And then on the upbeat after beat 3, I'm playing the A note. 5th fret on the E string, or on the and after beat 4, I'm playing the G note, which is 3rd fret on the E string. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So let's do that together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, so for this last example, I decided we don't have to just play on the notes that the bass drum is hitting. So we're going to play on every note that the bass drum is hitting in that pattern, and then we're going to add a few more notes to make it a little bit more interesting. So this is going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So basically we're starting on the same note, 3rd fret on the A string on beat 1. Then we're going to hit it again on the and after beat 2. Then we're going to hit the 5th fret on the E string, so that's our A note, on the and after beat 3. So then on beat 4, we're going to hit the 3rd fret on the E string. And then we're going to play the and after beat 4 on the 5th fret on the E string. So let's play this together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And now let's play the whole exercise together slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1. And now let's play at full speed. Alright guys, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed learning how to play a bass line along with this classic Motown drum groove. So once again, I want to give a shout out to Jordan who recorded this loop and it's part of his sample pack called Hella Drumz that you can find in the link below. If you'd like the backing track for this lesson and the sheet music, that's available on my Patreon, so become a patron, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you.